I have a revolutionary idea for you. Make spinach pie and make it all in one pan. Never heard of it? Can't be done? Yes, it can. I'm gonna show you how to make a delicious and flavorful spinach pie, and every single thing about it gets cooked right here in this pan. This is a 10-inch non-stick skillet. You can really do it in any size skillet you want. I wanted it a little thicker, so I made it in something a little bit smaller. You could use something a little bigger if you had only something bigger. I've melted 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna pour 3 tablespoons in this bowl. That's for the phyllo dough, and leave just about a tablespoon of butter in the pan to saute some onions. Return the pan with the 1 tablespoon of butter to the stove, and then add 1 diced onion. Cook until translucent. 3 to 4 minutes, I suppose. I'm gonna just turn mine up high so it goes quickly. My stove is pretty hot, so I really do feel like sometimes my things cook a little more quickly than maybe yours do. So just use the visual indicators. Your onions should be translucent and beginning to soften, but not brown. I always like to season as I go along, so I'm gonna add a little bit of salt right now. Somehow I think it helps quicken the cooking process. I'm sure that's not true at all. False cooking tips. All right, this looks good, don't you think? It's pretty translucent. Make sure that your pan is oven proof. That's one thing I should mention. All right, take your onions and your butter and start making the filling. Here I have 2 10-ounce packages of frozen chopped spinach, and I squeezed out all the liquid. It's super duper dry. And to that, I'm gonna add my slightly cooled onions, previously seasoned. I just can't help myself. I'm a salting maniac. Add a 1/4 cup of feta, crumbled feta cheese, 1 cup of ricotta cheese, making a nice creamy filling. It's delicious. Then 3 large eggs. This will hold everything together. It's kind of amazing that this all cooks in one pan. 1/2 teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Mix it all together. I like to sort of whisk my egg in the bottom of the bowl so it gets whisked first and then fold everything together. I mean, you're not really worried about over mixing this, but sometimes in certain recipes you are, so I just sort of make a habit of it. Scrape everything back into the pan. Make it nice and even. You don't want your pan too hot at this point. That's one of the reasons that you let the onions cool too. The pan needs to cool. You don't want the eggs setting in a hot pan. I forgot the dill. I knew something was missing. It didn't taste quite right. You need 2 tablespoons of dill. I'm gonna just chop it up and stir it in there. So 2 tablespoons of chopped dill. Stir in your dill. And now for the topping. Lightly butter 4 sheets of phyllo. Very lightly brush your phyllo with butter. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cover up your pie with the phyllo, just sort of alternating it to cover and make kind of a ruffled topping. See how the edges sort of crumple in and ruffle? Then you can just sort of offset them as you go. You really want to brush them quite lightly, otherwise you'll use up all your butter and then you'll have to melt more. The great thing about phyllo is that even though it's very thin and it can tear a little bit, it really doesn't matter because you make so many layers that any tears or holes or anything will be covered up. So don't give yourself a hard time. Bake at 375 degrees until the top is golden brown and the filling is hot and cooked through. It'll take about 30 minutes. Isn't that pretty? I just love it, and I love the fact that it's all in one pan. I'm gonna serve you some. The top's all nice and crunchy and flaky. I'd say this serves 4. You can serve it with a salad if you wanted to, but it's very full of vegetables, so it's not really necessary. It's like a one-pan situation. You've got your flaky phyllo on top and your spinach underneath, and it was all made in one pan. Fantastic. I love it. It's pretty brilliant. I couldn't be happier with this dish. It's delicious and convenient and one pot. One skillet. Who doesn't love a skillet dinner? Hi guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to click here if you want to subscribe and click over here if you want to continue watching more great videos like this.